Welcome to the Doktor O'Kay Show. I am Doktor O'Kay, and this is SmackDown yet again from Hartford, Connecticut, because Grayson Waller at least told us, otherwise we would not have known. But our main headline is just keep being a BFF with benefits. But more on that in a little bit, so let's get it started with the matches where we just keep practicing for tribal combat as Solo Sikoa punished Apollo Crews with a hip attack, spinning solo, and a Samoan spike to get an easy win for the new Bloodline. So they are the ones, and Sikoa and Fatu made this one look pretty easy as they were vicious per usual, and also got an assist from Shinsuke Nakamura when he came out of the back, and Kinshasa'd LA Knight at ringside, which will cost Nakamura his fourth fine. But regardless, the new Bloodline gets another win, and this three-man trio is 3-0. And that means Crews, Andrade, and Knight are the twos. And after Jimmy Uso came out and attacked Drew McIntyre with a crutch, which will get Jimmy his seventh fine of the year, well, those three rushed the ring in order to get a jump on the new Bloodline before their match, so all three of them will get fines. And then when the match actually began, they did okay, I suppose, with Andrade getting in a couple nice moonsaults. But of course, it was not enough, and they go to 0-1, so we're not expecting much from them going forward. But a good start for the new Bloodline as Solo prepares for tribal combat, so this will get an okay. In our second match, we just keep running and don't stop as Carmelo Hayes gets maybe the luckiest win of 2024 when Braun Strowman threw him back into the ring just before the ref counted to 10. So Hayes gets a very, very lucky win that he really didn't deserve. But nonetheless, Hayes is the one as he interrupted Strowman and Waller in the Grayson Waller effect to say that last week was not fair, but he is ready this time, so he challenged Strowman to a rematch, which I guess worked out. And he couldn't have been less prepared than he was last week, so I guess this was a fine idea. And he got a win, so it stopped a 4-match losing streak, and he goes to 6-10-2 on the year. And that means Braun Strowman is the twos, and he came out as a jacked Santa Claus tossing merch into the stands. But when Waller suggested that those two form a partnership, well, he was not happy when Waller said that he would be the brains and Braun would be, well, the brawn. So he tossed a few palm trees at Hayes before the match, and when he tossed him back into the ring, well, he apparently did not hear the ref counting because he did not make much of an effort to rush back into the ring to break the count. So he takes a loss here and falls to 5-2-1. But after he realized he had lost, he was not very pleased with this. He charged at Hayes, and Hayes surely got out of town, running all the way through the crowd and into the concourse, and then continued running backstage, where Strowman tried to find him with brief run-ins with Legado del Fantasma, and then with rejecting pretty deadly for the second straight week. But this second interruption allowed Hayes to circle back around and hit Strowman twice with a steel chair, and that just slowed Braun down for a moment, and he got even angrier. So I would not want to be Carmelo Hayes right now, and I also do not want to be watching a match like this again. It gets a double not okay. Up third, we just keep looking for fast forward as Johnny Gargano rolled through a crossbody by Alex Shelley and grabbed the tights to get a sneaky victory. So Gargano is the one, and after Shelley told Sabin to stay in the back, then Gargano said the same thing to Ciampa. But I think we all knew that that was not going to be the case, so Ciampa did show up to distract Shelley, and it worked, leading to Gargano getting the win, so he improves to just 1-1 in one-on-one action. And that means Shelley is the 2s, and he somehow was the least angry and aggressive person that you'd ever see who wanted to teach someone a lesson. And while he slapped Gargano several times and was able to escape the Gargano escape twice, I think he should stick to tag matches as he goes to 0-1. But since I kept wondering if I could put this on 1.5 speed, it definitely gets a double not okay. And in our main event and main headline, we just keep being a BFF with benefits, but not those benefits, you stupid idiots. Come on now. So anyways, Naomi earned the Women's Tag Team Championship belt by landing a split-legged moonsault on Candice to get the win and help Bianca retain her title. So Bianca and Naomi are the ones, as Naomi missed a split-legged moonsault on Nia, but Nia, per usual, took way too long for an annihilator. So Naomi took advantage, slamming her head up against the ring post and causing Nia to bleed, which definitely helped for the rest of the match. So Naomi landed a sit-out powerbomb, and then Bianca somehow went halfway across the ring with a 450 splash. So incredible job by Bianca there, and then later had a back handspring onto Nia to thwart her plans to use the briefcase as a weapon, and that let Naomi finish off Candice. So these two get their first win together as a duo only, going to 1-0, but this is Bianca's 6th successful title defense in this current tag team title reign. And Nia and Candice are the 2s, and they work pretty well together, with Nia being a benevolent queen, allowing Candice to hit a missile dropkick and then use her back for a senton. But after Tiffy directly disobeyed her queen's orders to stay in the back and prepare their celebration, well, she took just too long to hand Nia that briefcase, directly leading to their loss. But they somehow got a title shot after not having a match for 2 months. However, they dropped to 1-1. But since both teams surprisingly showed good chemistry together, we will give this an okay. Beyond the mat for SmackDown, we start off with the top of the show, where Solo Sikoa told Roman Reigns, who of course was not actually there, to leave both bloodlines behind for their tribal combat on the Netflix premiere of Raw, which is really a good idea by Solo because he knows that Roman Reigns cannot win any match without help. So smart guy this Solo, truly a guy that should remain the tribal chief going forward. However, Drew McIntyre shortly thereafter came out and he said that he did not know what to do because it was Sikoa who ultimately cost him at Clash at the Castle all the way back in 2022 from gaining the title over Roman Reigns and cost his family a lot of misery. So he told Solo to take care of Reigns, and he would also take care of the rest of the OG bloodline, and then when they were both done, they would face off against each other. This sounds like a very fair deal, and of course Solo made a great call for tribal combat, so this gets an okay. They showed an interview with Chelsea Green that actually took place after Saturday night's main event, where she said she knew this would always happen, said that the US title was now red, white, and green, so I guess it's more like Italy, or Mexico, or Belarus, or Hungary, or Iran. I don't know if that sounds so good now anymore, does it? Well, she then followed up by saying duh to making history, and I do think we should bring duh back a little bit more, so I'll give it an okay. And lastly, KO had a pre-taped segment saying that what happened at Saturday night's main event was not his fault, and he blamed Rhodes, the refs, Nick Aldis, WWE management, and basically anyone else other than himself for that event. And he then said he took the Winged Eagle belt because he deserves it, and he'll hold on to it until he gets what he wants. So I don't know exactly what that is, but hopefully it's just the regular WWE Championship. And he said that he has not snapped yet and that things can get so much worse. So he warned everyone that what happens next is on them and not on himself, because you know that he will just keep fighting. And KO really knows how to tell it like it is, so you better stay out of his way, so I'm not gonna stop him. Double okay. And if you haven't checked out the SportsZu video on the 7 things we learned in this past year, make sure to go right on over here. But if you don't do that, that is on you, and that would be double not okay.